What is up, responsible day traders? Today is Thursday. It is Thursday, October 29th, 2020. I'm Lindsay Duff, and this is Responsible Day Trading. I committed a cardinal sin today. I traded while I was on a call. So we don't have a video of me actually trading, but I'll go back and show you what I did for today. I don't feel bad about it. I did, because of that, move to the MES instead of the ES because I figured it was better just mentally if I'm not really giving it my full attention to trade a much lower value per point market. Could I have done the same points on the ES? Yes, but I did it on the MES. So let's go and check it out. Okay, first what I want to do is I want to talk just a little bit about the daily chart. We pulled right down to that area of that next EMA like we talked about. You can see, and I'm pulling this back a little bit, pulled right down here, and we had a nice big bounce off of that area. That's what we anticipate from these areas. Now, the MACDs are still smoking to the downside. The BBs are starting to get just a little bit lighter. It may curl up here. I don't know. It may keep pushing down just a little bit further. We don't have much further to go to equal this previous area. Now, I say not much further. If we look at where we're at here, that's at 5150. All the way down here is about another 50 points, but we'll still be within the range of this EMA. Now, like I said before, if it pulls through and continues down, our next big stop areas are way down here at about 29.50. Then we have around 27.43. And then we have all this area down here. So is it going to drop, 1,000 points? It could. It's not like it hasn't done it before. Another cardinal sin that I indulged in today is I didn't put any lines on these charts. I'm not exactly sure what is going on. I had some issues with my NinjaTrader this morning. So let's go back and see what we did today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line here where I started my day. And then I'm going to move this here so we can see it on all the charts. And we can kind of follow along with the trades I took and why I chose to take them. So let's go back and find this spot on the 55 and we can talk a little bit about what's going on. So the first entry was just a little bit early. It started to slow down just a little here. It pulled back. It snagged my exit. I have 3 contracts. With that, it was minus 3.75. So then I got right back in when it pulled back and started to actually slow down this time. And you can see this whole time it's still pushing to the upside on my bigger tick chart. When it pulled back in again, I'm like, all right, we got this. I'm in. So first target, 2 points for 2 contracts, which is 4.0. And then we pull a little bit forward here and it started to show me reasons for this to pull back. So I went ahead and took the exit. So another plus 4.0. Okay. And guys, at this time I was on the phone with Jason and with another person. And so whenever I was seeing the exits just barely give it to me, I decided I needed to go ahead and take those. So it did give some pretty decent pullbacks. I did see and try to catch a few of these on the way up. It just wasn't having it. It pulled back right at this point. Let's pull it forward so we can see what kind of signals it gave me on the 233 to take that trade. Okay, so it pulled back right in here when it slowed and just barely rolled in right here with the MACDs. I'm like, it is go time, guys. So I went ahead and took it, first 2 contracts out, plus 4 points. Our next one comes out. It started pulling back a little bit. Really saw the reason to exit back here, and I actually hit close at this point, which I'm glad I did because it would have pulled all the way back towards my break even, but I did take plus 1.75 off of that right in here where I took my next loss. Now, this loss actually got me for more than I like. Instead of just 1.25 points, it got me for 1.5 points. So started to see the reasons for this to pop up and took it right here with some weak signals on the 55. Much better signal when it pulls back to the 0 line. And the next time I took it, I think it's the exact exact same price. It is. It's the exact same price. And guys, really, waiting for it to slow down. A lot of times I am getting it at the same price, but I am also able to minimize my risk a little bit. My risk was right behind here as it pulled back and gave us this little BB as it popped up. The loss right here, the first one was 3 points. The second contract was 1.5 points. So instead of being 3.75, this one was minus 4.5, which is not my favorite place for that to be. When the next one got in, we got the 4 points, and then I moved my risk up right behind here, which gave me another point. Now, my last trade that I took right here was frustrating, and let me tell you why. I did try and catch it here. I tried to catch it here. I tried to catch it here. Finally pulled back and caught it here. So it took my first target, 4 points. And then the next target, I had moved my wrist down right behind this little spot right here, and boom, it popped up, took me for a point, and then just kept going down. So that was a little hard to watch. I was watching it until market closed, right about there. Now, what can we anticipate from looking at this daily chart? Let's talk about a couple of things that we may see happen. If we pull down to this EMA and this bar just keeps pushing down and these BBs just keep pushing down, we're gonna expect this to keep moving to the downside. But if this BB starts to turn a little bit, because it is starting to lighten just slightly. If this BB starts to turn and roll up, we'll expect this area to hold and we'll look for more movement back to the upside. But overall, guys, remember, this is the daily chart. This one bar gives us tons of opportunity. That one bar allowed me to take long trades. It allowed me to take short trades. There were trades all over the place. It was moving like a freight train at this point, so it was a little hard to catch some of those. All that being said, guys, today what I ended up with was plus 15.50 points. And I found an easier way for me to add these together by making sure I've got the strategy here so we can see how many contracts are in each one. It came a little bit easier. So if I start doing the 2 contracts with it, adding on, it's going to be a little easier for me to see. I usually remove all the stuff we don't need. Realize that it's probably in my benefit to leave this here. So whenever I do the 2 contracts, I can easily differentiate between what's what. So 15.5 points for 6 trades. You know, on the MES, guys, let's look at this really quick. So if we're trading this on the MES, let's look at this in currency. This is only $77.50. It's not much. But if I'm trading these exact same trades on the ES, that is $775. So it's a big difference. So the fact that I was talking on the phone during that was the reason that I chose to trade the MES over the ES, because I didn't want to lose track of things and then get really frustrated with myself when I knew I was really in the deep depths of a cardinal sin of trading, which means I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't giving it focus. And so that can become an issue. But that's what I did today, guys. So that is probably going to wrap up my week. It's not a whole lot for the week. Have a great Halloween. I'm sure it's not the same as most Halloweens. We got candy here. If kids come by, we'll be ready. So guys, much love to you all. I hope everybody has a fabulous rest of their week. And as always, you know, I look forward to catching you on the profitable side. I love y'all being here with me, so please like and subscribe so we can spend a little more time together.